These are all bookmarks of my favorite book series. There's two. Yeah, I'm obsessed with books. I'm a bookworm. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Shahad if you don't know me already. And today's today's video, as you can see from the title, is my top 5 favorite book series of like all time. So I don't have a particular order for what's my favorite and what's my least favorite. Well, there is like a few, maybe a series that's probably my most favorite out of all of them, but still the rest are in no particular order. They're just some book series I really love. And so yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my most favorite book series, and I also have quite a lot of quotes, bookmarks that are from that series. I'll like go through this, I'll show you this. First book series that I really love, and I read this book series last year around October-ish, and I've been obsessed ever since. My favorite book series is the Medoran Chronicles. So I have the full collection of the books. They're just on my like advanced bookshelf. I love these series. These are the exact same books, except this is the original version, and I have to start off with saying I love these books, just the covers, like in general. Like when you just pick up these books, you don't think it's a random book because you could just see how beautiful these covers are. These covers are really beautiful of the Medoran Chronicles books. That's Akane by Lynette Noni. That's who the author is. Look at this, beautiful. And these are the other books in the series. I love this series. First thing, the author Lynette Noni is an Australian author, so she is an Australian writing these book series, and I love supporting authors who are like from Australia. I feel like Lynette Noni should get nominated for something because this book is really good, like really good series, and this is actually her first book that she wrote. I put her links down below. Make sure you check her out. This is one of my most favorite. If you know me well, then you'll know this is, I always talk about this. And that's why I have so many quotes and sayings here about this book series, because it's just so good. So the reason why I have this one and this one, this is the original cover. It's just the original book. And then there's this one. So I will tell you what the story is about, but this is the book cover for the special edition. This is sort of limited edition as well. So this is a special edition. This is actually gold. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. It has like gold seal around it, and it's really shiny and really beautiful. And then it has the bookmark thingy. And this, actually, I got this when it first came out. It has an actual like a colored map of the land of Medora, as you can see. And so I got this because it's signed. No, I didn't get to meet her in person, sadly, but this is a signed book because she had a few signed books when she released this, and I got it as soon as it was released. I think it was around the end of last year. It was beautiful. The Medoran Chronicles, the main saying, I guess, or phrase, is called "Embrace the Wonder." That's the main saying of this. So at the back it says, "With just one step, 16-year-old Alexandra Jennings' world changes." Literally. Dreading her first day at a new school, Alex is stunned when she walks through a doorway and finds herself stranded in Medora, a fantasy world full of impossibilities. Desperate to return home, she learns that only a man named Professor Marshall can help her, but he's missing. While waiting for him to reappear, Alex attends Akane Academy. Medora's boarding school for teenagers with extraordinary gifts. She soon starts to enjoy her bizarre new world and the friends who embrace her as one of their own. But strange things are happening at Akane, and Alex can't ignore her fear that something unexpected, something sinister, is looming. An unwilling pawn in a deadly game, Alex's shoulders bear the crushing weight of an entire race's survival. Only she can save the Medorans, but what if doing so prevents her from ever returning home? Will Alex risk her entire world and maybe even her life to save Medora? Question mark. So I love this series so much because so much happens and it's really good. Also, the reason why this is one of my favorites is because my second favorite series is Harry Potter, of course. I mean, so many young adults who love fantasy books love Harry Potter. But the reason why is because I recommend this book to anyone who loves Harry Potter. Because this book series is so similar to Harry Potter. So the author took, it's kind of a mix between Narnia and Harry Potter, because it has stuff to do with walking indoors and going to New World, and Harry Potter because of all the magic, like a school full like of magical powers and stuff. So that's why so Harry Potter is one of my top favorite book series because it's really good. I read it around a year ago, and after I read this I started reading Khan Academy, and I realized it had so much, like there's so much similarities between them, but except they're so different. These two are two of my top favorite book series. My next top favorite book series I also have bookmarks for is the Weapon and Whisper series. And the Weapon is the second book. This is a duology. The Medoran Chronicles has around 6 books in the series. This is also by Lynette Noni. As you can see, she's one of my favorite authors, if not my favorite, because I love her books so much. They are so good. If you love sci-fi fantasy, if you love books that are sci-fi fantasy and less fantasy-ish, if that makes sense, these are your go-to books. These are so good. So I have, this is a duology, so there's only 2 books in series, unfortunately. But this actually came out, I started reading this a week before this came out, and I fell in love, so I ordered this online. It came out last year as well. But the reason why I love these, especially Weapon, is because it takes place in Sydney. If you guys know me already, or if you don't, I actually was born in Sydney, and so Sydney, Australia. I grew up there, and one of my favorite places of all time when I was in Sydney is Luna Park, Sydney, and like Taronga Zoo, because my family used to always go there when I was a child. Every single like weekend holiday we would go off there, and so it's really touching, and it hits home because so many things happen in this book that that makes me think of how my childhood. And I remember, like, for example, there's a scene here in the mirror room in Luna Park, and that's where I got lost once. I have so many memories of Luna Park, and it's just brought so much like back to me, and it just hit home, if that makes sense. And also, like, I read this book series, and the first video on my channel is me going to Luna Park, and I was obsessed, and I didn't mention it, but it's because of this book that made me want to go to Sydney so much, like so badly. Like, I really wanted to go back after reading this book because it just brought back so many memories of Sydney. Anyways, so also this is a signed one as well. Oop, that's a bookmark. This is also a signed one by Lynette herself, because I got this, I pre-ordered this and the special edition of Akane together, and I got them together. They're really good series, as I recommend. My next book series is actually thanks to, I'm going to give a shout out to Haley Rodriguez. This is to her because she recommended me these books and I really love them. This is the Hush Hush series. I love this. you love anything to do with angels and romance, especially romance, and fallen angels, then this is the perfect series for you. So yeah, this is one of my top favorite books. I'll read the back for you. So, his eyes sliced into me and the corners of his mouth tilted up. My heart fumbled a beat, and in that pause, a feeling of gloomy darkness seemed to slide like a shadow over me. It vanished in an instant, but I was still staring at him. His smile wasn't friendly. It was a smile that spelled trouble, with a promise. For Nora Gray, romance was not part of the plan. Not until Patch came along, with his easy smile and eyes that seemed to see inside her. Nora is drawn to him against her better judgment. But after a series of terrifying encounters, Nora can't decide whether to fall into his arms or run and hide. And when she tries to seek some answers, she finds herself near a truth that is way more unsettling than anything Patch makes her feel. For Nora is in the middle of a centuries-old battle between the immortal and those that have fallen. And the wrong choice will cost her life. Love this series, 100% recommend. And yeah, that's why it's one of my top favorites. Just before I announce my last book in my top favorite series, top 5 favorite book series. Before I announce my last book in that, I'm going to do an honorable mention to The Land of Elyon, The Dark Hills Divide. The reason why is because this book series, I actually read it first when I was in year 6. So that was a few years back, 4 or 5 years ago. So I read this book series and I loved it back then. And so the reason why I'm putting it here is because I recommend this book series to anyone who who's younger, who's watching this, and who isn't really into those, like, you know, more young adult books. This is really, really good. I loved it. It's about an adventure about a girl, 12-year-old Alexa Deli, and it's about, for example, she's trapped in walls, and she wants to see if she could go outside the walls. And then outside the walls, there's a magical land awaiting her, I guess. And so she travels through that and discovers that there's evil behind the walls and everything. And it's a really, really, really good series. 100% recommend for someone who's of younger age. This is one of my favorites, but it doesn't nail my top 5. But it is always been a book series that I've had in my mind ever since year 6. So yeah. And then last but not least, 100% not least, the reason why I left this last is because I'm kind of still reading it right now, if that makes sense. So I have the Vampire Academy books. Love these books. These books are so good. So much happens in here. Here's probably, most likely this is Rose Hathaway. Reason why I finished this series, the Vampire Academy series. And it's really good. I'm going to explain more, but the reason why I left this to last is because I'm not reading this because I finished the Vampire Academy series, but I'm reading the spin-off of this series, which is the Bloodlines series. I recommend, once you finish reading this, to start reading this because it continues on from this story onwards. Of course, it's a spin-off series, but it's really, really good. I love these books so much. So I love these book series because it's so different, if it makes sense. I wasn't the kind of girl who's like, oh, I love Vampire Academy or vampire books and supernatural and this and this and this, but this is different, and that's what was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So pretty much, to sum that all up, Rose Hathaway is assigned to protect her best friend, Lisa Dragomire, who's also a Moroi princess. A Moroi princess, she's a vampire, but she's a good kind, I guess. And then Sturgoys are the bad kind of vampires. So long story short, the book series is really good. It also has 6 books. I love it because there is a romance in this that's so good. Really, really good. Also, Medoran Chronicles also has one that I cried multiple times reading that. Not gonna lie, I cry like really easily when it comes to romance in books because they're just so good. But there's a romance in here that's really, really good, and you see it developing slowly and slowly. It's like a flower forming, and it's just really nice. So yeah, all my favorite books, and I'm still reading the Bloodlines series, but it's really good as well. So yeah, so these are my top favorite books, top 5 or just honorable mentions. I love these books so much, and I 100% recommend, and I'm going to put the book links in the bio so you can check them out. I'll take them to the author's website or just to Amazon or someplace where you can buy these books. Most of them are at a reasonable price. Like the Medoran Chronicles, they're around $14 each, 12, 14, that's really, really good. But yeah, 100% recommend. In love with these book series, love Lynette, and I just hope they're just some new fresh read for you guys. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed my video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below other videos you'd like to see me do, and which book series you like. What's your favorite book series, so maybe I can check them out. And yeah, subscribe down below for more future videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace. Hi! So I forgot to mention, last week I said that I was going to announce what role I got on my school musical, and as you can see, I got Mrs. Potts. Hooray! I was actually really happy that I got her, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye!